Catch Me If You Can. And it's about error catching in ServiceNow and how to do it, and the ways that you can catch those errors. The what, the why, and what does it mean. It's really well written. I'm so glad that he wrote it. Some other posts that kind of caught my eye. Victor Chen wrote about how in Virtual Agent, they now have the ability to link out to a form that can pop up, which is a new feature from Tokyo. Dedan Edris wrote about Brendan McLuhan's career taking to the skies with ServiceNow as a next-gen alumni. And Asif Noor came up with a creative solution to create multiple requested items under a single request after the fact, which I wouldn't recommend most of the time, but sometimes you're in a weird situation. You have to do what you got to do to make things work. Then there was this gem about passwordless authentication. They don't call it that in ServiceNow for whatever reason. They instead give it the name time limited auth, but effectively you're no longer using passwords for some users. The article reads like it's more aimed for people who don't need as much access, but I would disagree. I think this is going to be the new way to keep everything secure, is to pipe everything out to your email. So if you're not familiar with it, the way that this works is you go to a website and you say, hey, log me in, and it's going to send you an email. And that email is going to have a link in it or a code in it. And once you press that button on that first page, it should ask you for a token or a code. And then in the email, you take the code and you paste it in, or you click a link and it brings you there and logs you in. What that means is that the site that you're going to doesn't have the password. So if a bad actor did hack that system and get the accounts, they wouldn't have the passwords to get to your other accounts. So I'm really excited about this feature. Jared Munt commented on this article written on LinkedIn. It's the most exciting feature for him in Utah. Checklist Pro, I swear they're not paying me, but they're the most popular thing getting clicked on. And he's got a shoe-in replacement for approvals. So if you are currently paying for approval users, you may be able to mitigate that cost. But are you looking to move to the Employee Center? There was a post about these 3 different webinars by New Rocket, LeapGen, and Aquario about converting from the Service Portal to the Employee Center, which is just a grouped shared service portal. What's happening this next week? Well, Callie is, of course, on the schedule, and she's got different events coming up. She's interviewing Mike, who wrote that great post about Catch Me If You Can, on the 4th of March. She's also interviewing with Paige Duffy and Chuck Tomasi. So if you want to see these folks and talk to them live, generally they take live questions. I would like to attend these. I don't know if I'll be able to, but it's a great thing that Callie puts together. If you're looking for events to go to and check out, this week we've got the Minneapolis Developer Meetup in Minnesota on the 28th. On the 28th, there's a lot of things happening. There are a bunch of ServiceNow user groups and employee experience groups meeting up on the 28th in different locations. And then there's some online events for like the Platform Academy, the Mobile App Academy, and the Deploying the Employee Center webinar is coming up. That's all that really stood out to me this week. That being said, don't leave quite yet. I get all these news sources from news.js.pro. If you want to stay on top of this stuff, I recommend making it your homepage. I'm constantly trying to improve it, make it run faster, and add new sources. Thanks. Have a great week.